All right, so Math 7, 7-3, example number 1. A scale drawing of a bedroom floor has a scale of 2 inches to 7 feet. So immediately I'm seeing scale, and immediately what's going through my head is scale over actual. They're telling me that the scale here is 2 inches to 7 feet. So I'm just going to immediately convert that into the fraction scale over actual. 2 inches is my scale over 7 feet for the actual. Okay. Didn't even know what the question was asking me yet, but I was able to take that scale and turn it into a fraction. That's something. It's asking me to find the actual dimensions. Remember, dimensions, we talked about that the other day when we were talking about 2D or 2 dimensions. Those dimensions are basically just like your sides. That's like your length and your width. Kind of like your sides. So they're asking me to find the actual length and the actual width. Asking me for 2 things, which means I need 2 proportions. So I'm going to zoom in here. Scale over actual equals scale over actual. I already have half of that proportion set up with the 2 inches over 7 feet. 2 inches over 7 feet is equal to something over something. Now, they were asking me for the actual. I know from what we talked about that the actual needs to go on the bottom, which means if the actual is what I'm looking for, then my x feet would go on the bottom. Okay, so now I just decide, am I looking for the length or am I looking for the width first? And we are going to do whichever one you want. Let's go with the 19 inches. Notice how that inches matches with the inches on the top. And actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to set up the other one too. Again, still using that same scale because my scale isn't changing. The dimension I'm finding is changing. Still looking for that actual. But now this time, instead of using the 19, I'm going to go back and use that 8.4 to find the other dimension, to find that width. And now, old school cross multiplying like we've been doing forever. So 2x is going to be equal to whatever calculator 19 times 7 is, which is 133. Divide both sides by 2 to get x is equal to 66.5 feet. And I got to find my other dimension. So looking at my next proportion here, 2x is going to be equal to 8.4 times 7 is 58.8. Divide by 2 on both sides to get x equals 29.4 feet. Up next in part B here, they're asking me to find the area and the perimeter of the actual bedroom. So am I going to be using the 19 and the 8.4, or do I want to be using the 29 and the 66? Well, keywords in the problem, reading, they're looking for the actual dimensions, so I want to be using the feet. Actual is my feet here. Area, looking at my shape, my area shape is a rectangle, and I want to find the area, like I just said, English. So A equals base times height. My base is no longer the 19, but it's that 66.5. And my height is that 29.4. So 66.5 times 29.4 is going to leave me with an area of 1,955.1 inches squared. It's a questionable 0.1 there. There you go. And last but not least, finding that perimeter, or those outside lengths. I have 2 lengths that I'm adding together, or multiplying by 2. and 2 widths. You could also set this up old school, like 65.5 or 66.5 plus 66.5 plus 29.4 plus 29.4. Either one of those are the same thing and will get you the same answer regardless. So, mathing that all together in our calculator gives us a final perimeter of 191.8 inches. And that, my dear children, is all we have.